RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode. What it do?
Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Patscorpio, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what it do? Lauderdale boss, Shutterworth the God, the GOAT artist, the GOAT boxing predictions, the GOAT boxing website, the GOAT everything, nigga. Ring gang.
Well, damn, nigga, I didn't ask for all that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, over here deviating and shit, nigga. Damn. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you know, ring gang in the motherfucking house as always, man. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What up? You already know what this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Let's get it.
Yeah, Bodega P, but he's not straight from the sewer tonight. You know what I'm saying? He's above ground. You know what I mean? So
nigga, we taking the day off. The ox are gone for a day. Right?
Yeah. Word up. You know what I'm saying? And also, we got my other man with me, and I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You already know who the fuck it is. Yo, what's good? It's your boy Rome, nigga. I'm here.
Chi-Town. Ha! You know what I'm saying? It's a motherfucking Roman house, nigga. So yeah, man. You know, so we're just coming off the surprising main event that was Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury.
Surprising for some people.
Surprising? Who the fuck said that shit was surprising?
Nigga, I said it's surprising. Nigga, the fuck?
I was surprised. So
that shit, nigga. Only one person did.
Some Nostradamus shit.
Oh man!
All I'm saying is this nigga should have played a lottery ticket. If you know, should we have electric and right?
I did play Lotto and I didn't get NAM number.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah.
But before we get into that particular fight, though. You know, they did have a 3-fight undercard, which if you heard our previous podcast, none of us were too pleased with what they offered. And we had shared our thoughts about it. So if you have missed that, if you did miss it, you need to go and check that. You know, you need to listen, like, subscribe, and comment on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's John Blaze shit, you know what I mean? But the undercard itself, and I watched this in the theater. You know, I decided, you know what, fuck this. Let me go spend some $20. I'll go to the theater to watch that, and had a good time. You know, and there was mad people up in there. There was mad white people in the theater too, man. They was not like this was just a little different. You know, and they would talk in. God, my goodness. You know, I was like, I had to tell William to shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because he was talking mad loud. You know, I was just like, you know. But
you
yeah,
know what time it was. They knew they had a celebration coming ahead, nigga.
Yeah, but yeah, they were just. I was like, come on, like, you know, I'm just trying to be quiet, you know. I was hoping for the movie theater to like blast the speaker so they wouldn't like so I could drown that shit out, you know. But over time they did shut the fuck up, so it didn't make for a good night. But yeah, the undercard. The first fight I believe was the PBC versus Top Rank card. Sebastian Fundora versus Daniel Lewis. This fight was not bad to watch. It was, I will say that, because both of them beat the crap out of each other. I think it's just the spectacle of seeing a fucking 6'6", 154 pounder and a nigga that's like 7 inches shorter, like, you know, like throw fades at each other.
Sport ass nigga.
Basically, it looked like if I spar LB, you know, but of course, you know, we're both heavyweights, you know. Except you know, I wouldn't give up my height so easily, and LB wouldn't get in so easily.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, LB would be held at the end of my long ass, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar reach, you know.
Nigga, this ain't Game of Death. You ain't Bruce Lee, bro.
Nobody cares about you old ass niggas and your android body parts.
The nigga with his damn telephone pole, Atari jab, like, bruh. The good thing I'm training the heavyweight, the Beacho 6'4" ass.
Niggas are stupid though. But yeah, that fight itself was bloody. I mean, one takeaway I will say from that fight is Fundora is a knockout waiting to happen. You know, I mean, pretty much like from the first round where he got his nose broken and busted, nigga was bleeding at random points of the fight, man. And Lewis, though, I mean, he tried. God willing, he tried though. I mean, but he took some accumulated punishment in that fight, man. But even then, that fight was close, super close. I think I had it like 96-94, 6-4. Yeah, what do you guys thoughts about that fight? Who were the ones who saw it?
It was alright. Like, it was a good little opener. Yeah. You know, I mean, it needed more name value because, you know, we're talking about a Clash of the Titans type of card, and it's like y'all roll these D-leaguers out here to open up the event, and it's just, it was a decent little fight, but me personally, it's like, I'm just like, next, like.
Yeah, I mean,
I only call it ending. It was cool. It was cool.
Yeah. We've been treated the much worse.
Right, we have. You know, but yeah, I mean, I was just happy at least in where I was, like the crowd seemed to be enjoying the fade and also the spectacle. So I think that's probably the reason why, like, you know, so like there was actually some little applause at the end of that one in my theater. I was like, okay. That's what's up, I guess.
I can't like the fight too much because then they'll be like, and they'll do this stupid shit again. So no, fuck it. I hated the fight. When you start giving these niggas props, they start just overkilling it. Word. So nah, next.
Yeah, so I mean, the next fight after that was the first world title fight. We had Emmanuel Navarrete against Gio Tupas Santamisula.
Great job. Nigga knows how to pronounce this shit.
Bro, I thought he was gonna say like Tupac or some shit. Like, I don't know. I was like, damn, hold on, okay, like he got that shit.
Yeah, I mean that fight was okay. I mean, Navarrete, like, I mean, I think it was clear that, I mean, he had struggles making the weight, and it was clear that he looked a little off that night. He wasn't as accurate, you know, and, you know, although, I mean, in the end, he did deliver a serious fade at the end, though.
Yeah, you had to get warmed up. You know how you start the car?
Yeah.
You had to push it to like the fifth round.
Late. Yeah, it picked up steam late, and that's what saved it. The ending was pretty good. But yeah. I like Navarrete. He has a little bit of El Terrible in him, so I fucks with him.
Yeah. Yeah, but the only thing about him now is just like we just need to, like, he's had more than enough showcase fights or whatever. Like, dude, and I know he might be giving up as well, but yeah, dude needs to fight a live body now. Like, yes, you can't just cruise off the dog bay wins forever. Like, fight.
Bro, we're saying this too many times on this podcast this year. I swear, every fucking time we turn around, one of y'all is saying, okay, so now he has to fight a live body. He has to, you know, you have to turn off career mode. Like, I swear, every other fight we're saying somebody has to fight better people now. Like,
yeah, it's unfortunate, but if I don't say it, you know, then it means like that we condone the shit. You know what I mean?
True.
You know, and it's not like Navarrete. Like, we all respect Navarrete here, man, but it's just like, you know, dog, like, enough with the showcases.
Yeah, we get it. You're good. You're a tall, lanky Mexican with power and high work rate. Okay, we get it.
Yeah, I don't think he's staying at the weight. He looks too big.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what they said. Like, I mean, he said that might have been his last fight at 122. So I mean, we'll see how that goes.
Just go all the way up to featherweight, man. Shit.
Yeah, he definitely looks like a featherweight. He actually, even at featherweight, he
could go to fucking super featherweight.
Yeah, he looked really more like a 130 guy.
Shit, he might be Leo Santa Cruz next opponent or some shit. Like,
That's if Tank, doesn't stay out of trouble though.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I mean, it was, it was at least it was an ending in a knockout. So I mean, it was straight. But yeah, it was just like, you could tell. I think at the point of the theater, like people were getting restless a little bit. They just wanted to like,
because it wasn't enough two-way action. Like
right. Yeah,
the first fight kind of had that. This fight was like,
exactly. And so yeah, Navarrete, yeah, she did what she had to do. Just fight a live body in your next fight. Stop saying that shit.
Stop being a bitch.
So yes, next was the one that was the most trying of the fights of the night. Charles Martin versus Gerald Washington, the eliminator. My goodness, this was a trying fight. Like this was like everyone was just like, you could tell people were just like getting up from their seats and walking around a little bit.
This shit was boring as fuck.
It was. Yeah, a bunch of non-offense going on. It was just struggle offense. Gerald Washington has no place a pay-per-view co-mate and should never be on a pay-per-view co-mate. And Charles Martin,
he shouldn't even be regulated to opener.
Yeah.
I will never understand how that nigga Jared Washington was ever a football player when he has zero fluidity. How do you not have any fluidity at all and you played football? Like, what is wrong with you? But I guess that's why he's not playing football.
Yeah, he was a tight end, apparently. I was just like, really?
Didn't look like it.
What the fuck that means, but yeah, what those guys said. That dude ain't.
That means the nigga is supposed to be big and athletic as fuck and be able to move.
Yeah, he's stiff as a board.
So he's just big in the opposite then.
Yes. Now, LB. Just for you non-football playing, football watching niggas out there, a tight end is basically sufficient offense.
A big ass wide receiver.
Yes, a wide receiver, or they could be an offensive lineman. So yeah,
it's like the power forward. It's like the power forward of your football team.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yes.
Yeah, but
the big nigga that can do shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's not just a lineman. It's like a lineman slash this slash that slash runner. They do everything.
Big dude that can give you options on the field.
If you're a tight end, you're supposed to be athletic and have footwork. Dude has no footwork, no fluidity. Like I can only imagine how terrible of a football player he was, which is why he's not playing football. Unfortunately for him, we got to talk about how his crappy boxing is.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
Yeah, and Washington, although he did try at some points, to try to throw some punches like he did in the Hellenius fight. Basically it's still delved into struggle mode until Martin lands an overhand left, I believe, that connects flush and puts Washington away
in slow motion.
And now obviously, I'm thinking the ref was like, you know what? I'm tired of watching these niggas fight, man. I want to get up. Yeah, and call
Thank you, Tony Weeks.
Yeah, like niggas was niggas was just were restless. I was ready to go buy one of them expensive ass movie theater drinks because I was just like,
damn.
Yeah,
it just feel like Martin, Charles Martin, for whatever reason, he always have these epiphanies in the middle of a fight where he's like, damn, you know what? I could box. I'm southpaw. I could let my hands go. He makes competitive fights. You know what? This guy, he's not really that good. He's just big for no reason. I could knock him out. Knocks him out. Bruh, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
It was a clean hit. It was a clean hit. Straight on the chin. But the nigga, I don't know. I thought the other nigga was winning the fight until that punch. And I'm like, yo, what just happened? This nigga's on the ground. He looks dazed and confused.
Because dude was lulling everybody to sleep with that fight. I was literally dozing off during that shit. I'm like, ugh.
But I thought he was winning it. I thought he was winning it until he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Fans were losing until that point.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I was taking an L watching this shit.
Somebody get knocked out already.
I mean, it was the first fight I was watching, so I was just happy to be watching some shit. So that's probably why I was more into it. Y'all was watching the whole bullshit card. I just got the end of the bullshit card. You feel me?
I feel you. See, that's why the co-main. Now, imagine if you would have started and the co-main was fire. You would have been like, oh shit, like, yo, these niggas thumping.
I would have been like, yo, this finna be crazy, yeah.
Yeah, like.
But after that, I was like, all right, bring out Wilder. Let this nigga hurry up and lose.
Yeah. Now we don't have to see Charles Martin for a bit. Now he can go on and make his struggle ass mixtapes.
Yeah, and then Washington should really consider retirement. Like, I mean, there's just like, yeah, dude doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Dude never had it. Dude never was been.
No, he had it for 4 rounds when he was outboxing Wilder's non-boxing ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's the only thing he's gonna be remembered for in the Hellenius.
Okay. So he had a dope 16 once, and that's it. Like, how you can't fall off if you was never on.
Yeah.
and spitting a hot 16 does not qualify as being on.
Damn.
You
So
hear that, Shutter? That's talking about your favorite artist, nigga.
Hold on, but wait.
Nah.
Because of
I'm just fucking with you.
It's different if you get signed off of a hot key. And for y'all that don't know, he talking about AZ. Then it's an inside joke we done had for like 4 years.
Hey, nigga, don't be bashing no damn AZ, nigga. What the fuck?
Not bashing.
Talking about.
This nigga said he had a 16. I know a nigga that had a 16.
Nah, I mean, you tried AZ. Gerald Washington more or less had like a mem. Nah, even Mims had a better career because he had one fire big song. Like, hold on.
What was Washington's
He's Lil
professional
Zane.
record?
He's not
What's
even
his professional record?
He's not even OJ the Juice Man status.
What's his record?
Okay, Juice Man could spit. What the fuck? Like, he got some fire tapes. Like,
I'm
gotta walk that back. Like, wait, hold on.
Nah, I just always fuck with. I always like to fuck with people with OJ the Juice Man because I never really was fucking with him like that.
Gerald Washington.
But what's
What's
Gerald Washington's record though? What's his record?
20-4. 20-4-1. 20 with one draw.
Why do y'all think he's washed then? This man's kind of decent.
Because
when you break down the record further, it's funny in the light. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
He lost his last 4 fights or what? He lost his last 4 or what?
well, he's only has 2 wins in his last 6 fights.
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
A nigga can sound good when he's spitting next to D-level artists, but when you next to a B or higher, you look like trash. That's Gerald Washington.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's like Wilder.
But it's different when somebody outfights you and outboxes you.
Yeah.
But look, in the first fight, Fury did the same thing pretty much. Beating them up. The same.
I just feel like a lot of this shit, I could go as far as back as this Spazilka fight, where Spazilka was outfighting him for half of that fight.
Stavern was beating his ass for a minute.
Yeah, Molina actually was actually rocking him. That's
he has his spots where he gets beat up.
Little moments where Wilder has these little career mode glitches, but none of these people have the type of style where they're gonna keep at it on him.
Yeah,
Everybody always try to box him.
But that just tells you that if anything, that just tells you, well, when he fights the high caliber type of guy, now he's gonna be really in trouble. But the flaws were there. It's just nobody was there. Fury could now capitalize in it, but they didn't just show up out of thin air. Like, they were there. Everything was there. It just finally culminated.
right.
Yeah, to like the worst time, worst level possible.
We get the worst opportunity ever in that particular.
Because this is the thing. Look, if we would have seen him fight a Povetkin, and that's not Wilder's fault, that's Povetkin, that's on Povetkin for cheating.
You're right.
But he would have got knocked out by Povetkin if that would have happened. He would have exposed Wilder's infighting and lack of mid-range and jab and all that shit. Even a Derek Chisora would have went at him and exposed a few things that we saw Fury expose. Even a fucking Brian Jennings who gets on the inside and can get rough could have fucking done some damage. But the thing is, Wilder never fought these type of opponents. It's like trying to be like a basketball player, but you can only be good against certain teams. So you just make sure you play all those teams all the time. And that's what Wilder was doing. He's fighting guys with no real footwork, guys that don't move their head.
Exactly. Just like the Patriots. He did the Patriots pretty much.
No punch selection.
Beating weak teams. And then when it came to the real deal, couldn't pull through.
Couldn't do shit. And that's what Wilder was, man. Like, he didn't have no type of fights to get him ready for Tyson Fury's game plan. Like, and I don't think he's had any type of fights in his existence. Like, I don't even think he sparred where he saw somebody do that to him.
And it was only his last few fights that went the distance like that. This nigga's not even used to fighting out of 5 rounds, really.
Yeah.
This nigga's not prepared for what happened.
Well,
like he likes boxing like that either.
And then what made it even worse too, with the aforementioned like weight gain, by the end of the second round, like, you know, Fury's mauling and, you know, moving forward, dude gassed and never recovered from, you know, like dude literally gassed, like he was labored. I'm like,
in 2 rounds.
And I'm like, dog, I mean, it's not like he's 250 pounds. He's 230 pounds. You'd still expect someone to have a heavyweight to have a work rate with that, because there are heavyweights.
Bro, at 6'7", you better have a fucking work rate at that.
Yeah, but I guess it's just, and he's, I mean, his highest weight was 229, and he still fought without that type of struggle. But dog, like, he was done after the second round, and it wasn't like the ass whooping that he was getting. He didn't get the ass whooping yet. So like after that one, it was just like Fury moved in on him, and then that's where Fury, I think, in the third round, dropped him with a shot in the ear. You know, and that shit was rough. Like, I mean, it was thrown so swift too, because Wilder ducked his head, and, you know, in a way that you couldn't say. And I know motherfuckers were like, "Oh, that's a rabbit punch." I'm like, no, it's not a rabbit punch, because, you know,
Wilder was dunking. Wilder was dunking the whole fight. He was just, every time Fury threw a punch, this nigga was diving towards his nuts. Just like, fuck it, don't hit me. Don't hit me type of shit.
Wilder's not used to having live fire come at him. I don't know what type of sparring or drills he do, but dude was giving me Brock Lesnar vibes, the way he kept ducking his head and looking at the floor and shit. Like, motherfucker, someone's fighting you.
Yeah, this nigga was getting hit by... He was getting hit every time he was looking away. Like,
so it's like
punch where he was just swinging and not even looking. He's just throwing his hands, and Fury's watching everything he's doing. And every time he's punching, he's dodging it and hitting him. And Wilder's just swinging for the fence.
Like, Wilder's
wasn't even
eyes
looking.
Wide open.
This nigga wasn't even looking, yo. He was looking to the side and just throwing that hand like, I hope it hits, praying. Yeah. He was just throwing up prayers the whole fight, yo. He was like, let this hit him, please, please. And every time he throw that right, that shit was far as fuck away from him. He could only touch him with the jab.
Practice no look punches.
Mm-hmm. And Fury too quick for that. Fury way too quick for that.
Too crafty, too everything. Like
the nigga jumped back before that nigga even finished his punch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then the problem was, like, when Wilder got knocked down and got up, like it was clear like he was messed up, because that shot really dissipated. And I think after he was bleeding from his ear, you know. And
he low key tried to bitch at the ref about it too, even though the same type of punch he got dropped with was the punch that a lot of people thought he would catch Fury with.
Right, exactly.
Because even Bread, man, fucking said that in the mailbag that day. Could be a right hand behind the ear. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You mean Wilder caught that?
Yeah. But the funny thing is too, like Wilder never had his fun. Like he was shaky. Like dude couldn't stand his feet properly. Like he couldn't get his legs underneath him. All that shit. He was messed up from that shit. And then Fury really went in. Fury started fucking him up, like mauling him, hitting like in the clinching, like when Kenny Bayless wasn't like telling him to like break. Fury was.
Kenny Bayless was the wrong ref for that fight, but I know why they chose him.
Hell yeah, they wanted to make sure that if Wilder laid out Fury, that he'd call that shit off immediately.
Yeah, like you already knew, and to just muck up the action, like there was so much riding on this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, like Kenny Bayless, he's too small for these type of dudes, man. Like he should have been reffing the co-main. Tony Weeks needed to be in this fight.
Word, definitely.
So they know what they do, because that point deduction was bullshit too.
Hell yeah, and he did, because like I said, because Fury got the best of Wilder inside. Like he was tenderizing Wilder with the body shots and hitting him with uppercuts on the inside. Like you can see Wilder's head snap the fuck back, from some of those shots. And then Baylor's like, nah, I gotta take a point away from this nigga. This nigga is doing something. He's but I don't know what it is, but he gotta get this point took. And it just continued, man. It's just like, Wilder was just catching, Wilder would throw the right hand occasionally, but Fury had his left arm up blocking it. Like it was,
because it's telegraphed, because we all know Wilder, that's all he wants to do. And if you let a motherfucker like that throw his punches early so you could read him and kind of get the trajectory of it down, it's easier to avoid months later, because that's the only thing he's focusing on.
Yeah, definitely. And then, with Wilder does a hop step before he actually throws his right hand, and Fury sees that shit.
Yeah.
And every single time he sees that shit and avoids it and blocks it.
And that's why we say there's levels to this shit when it comes to competition, because usually guys who are B level and above, or even real experienced C level dudes, they could pick up on little hints and tip offs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Wilder, sometimes he tips his shoulder like for the right hand, like he's gonna try to launch a major one. Like it's little shit that he do, man. He fucking blocks with both sides of his body open.
Yeah.
Like he's not even used to taking punches. Like in sparring, they just let him do what he want in his damn training camp. Yeah. Like I feel like Mark Breland be somewhere in the corner reading a newspaper. Like they be like, yo, shut up, don't say nothing. But how about he jab like this? Nah, man, cool. We got this.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because Mark, is like, this nigga's the heavyweight champion in the world. I'm trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make that much as a fighter. Let me get this money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah. And obviously we'll probably never know the full details, but it's just clear. But how pro fights in the ring is usually, you can usually tell how they probably trained, or sparred even. And
he was making excuses. Something was wrong with my leg. Like every time he fight Fury, there's something wrong.
Yeah, horribly wrong. Something went wrong. That's what I
wasn't able to throw. I mean, I seen the video. Malik Scott just said that you had a violent training camp where you're bodying people, you're going hard and this and that. Man, bullshit. One of you niggas lying.
Exactly.
Cause I ain't see shit like that in the fight where I could think like, yeah, these niggas really trained.
Facts. And then the fifth round too, where Fury lands a clean left hook to the body. I mean, that's one of the cleanest body shot knockdowns I've seen in a minute. And Wilder fell directly on his ass. Like I know Bayless. And Bayless too. Like he had the struggle look on his face. They pan to the crowd. You see Arrow spins out there, and they're all looking stressed, impressed. Because Wilder was catching hands, and by that time you could actually see, because Wilder couldn't keep his balance. Like he was ready to go in that round.
So he couldn't keep his mouth closed. Like his shit was leaking, nose was leaking. jaw seemed swollen. Like
he was fucked up. The nigga was fucking him up.
Yeah, blood was coming from his mouth and everything, man. He was, he was, and then
I didn't know pillows hurt that much.
And if I think too is like one thing about Fury that I'm not a fan of is I'm not a fan of his actual punching, but with Fury, like I said, Fury is a big man, like 6'9", 273 pounds. Like he may not be a dynamic puncher, but I've actually since I've met him, like he has big hands. Like if he hits you with them, it's gonna hurt.
He steps into him like that jab in the first round. Jeez.
Yeah, he's not a dynamic puncher, but if he hits you, it hurts. It hurts a lot. So I mean, it got uncomfortable at 6th round. It got uncomfortable watching Wilder. I'm over there in the theater screaming like, "Yo, they need to stop this fight," because Wilder he wasn't doing nothing. Like dude was going.
Save Black History Month.
All it would have taken is just one more punch, just land one more time, and the fight would have ended for real without Mark Breland or anybody throwing in the towel. But Fury, I don't know, Fury was kind of like, I talked to PJ about that. Fury was like, he and PJ said, like, Fury was kind of smothering his work and shit like that. I don't know. I was waiting for that one final punch, and it didn't come. But I guess it's a big good thing.
Fury was just having too much fun beating dude ass. Like, when you seen Fury get distance, and he let those last couple punches go, it's like you could tell then he was trying to end it. Like, but before then he was just landing good shots on top of an accumulation ass whooping. Like it felt like a giant Holyfield fight. Like if Holyfield was a basketball player that boxed or some shit, like he just beat up on you.
Yeah. That's a perfect example, actually.
And those are the worst whoopings, man. Like usually those, because you're like a total body beat down. Like you feel it on your shoulders, your hips, your arms, your elbows, your jaw swollen. Like
and like I said, basically the ass whooping was so thorough that Fury went full gypsy. Like I mean, I know one of the biggest thing on social media, the biggest thing is like what Fury did with his tongue. Basically, dude was out there licking niggas' necks and shit, and licking blood.
Yeah, dude was on his Shakira shit.
Yeah,
and that just made it worse because now he's clowning you and.
Yeah, like the stuff that I saw on Twitter about that, like people were like discussing, like it was like, man, it's bad enough that a black man is getting whooped on Black History Month, but they had the white dude licking his neck and shit like that. That's true, uncomfortable to watch. Like the ass whooper wasn't uncomfortable.
The people who felt most uncomfortable were the ones who tried to make it about race, because then they had to walk that shit back at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn. This man done had the Black History song in the beginning.
Yeah, fucked it up. Fucked everything up.
Yeah, everything was fucked up. And then finally in the 7th round, like Wilder was just on fumes. Like we're all just waiting for dude to go down. Like, and I remember I was texting LB. I was like, this is where Fury has to turn into a puncher. Like an actual puncher, like and try to stop him. Because I mean, like I said, I'm not a fan of Fury's punching. Nigga, who the fuck is that breathing that hard?
I'm like Darth Vader on the chat, like going on, like
Luke, I am your father, nigga. Like what the fuck?
Well, I mean, Fury's Wilder's father now.
Facts.
He gonna take over that little church in Alabama and everything.
Yeah,
open up service.
Yeah, Wilder got baptized. In the 7th round, like. When Fury caught him in that corner and started measuring that right hand and that landed, I was like, okay, the end's coming. And then afterwards, Fury just like, boom, 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 boom. Although it was kind of slow, but he was throwing in combination. Yeah. And then finally,
Wilder gotta go too fast for Wilder.
Wilder was holding on to the ropes, throwing punches while holding on to the ropes. I'm like, yo, this shit is over. I don't know what he's doing. You can't hold on to the ropes and throw punches. That's tired. That nigga's done.
Yeah, Wilder's corner threw in the towel though, and you see that Wilder's was like, "Why you stopping for it?" And his blood's coming out of this nigga's mouth and shit like that. He's lumped up, and then you see him.
Where was that energy in the fight?
Yeah, right. He's talking to his trainers like, "Why the fuck? Why you stopping this shit? Because you catching work." And it's like, and then in the interview, he's like, "Let me go out on my shield." Like, dog, you don't need to go out on your shield. Like, like your ass was getting whipped thoroughly. No one wanted to see you drop.
Yeah, niggas were embarrassed for you, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I wanted him to. I'm old school. I want my champ to go out on his shield, but that's just me.
Yeah, but it was like when it's enough. Like, I mean, if you go out and share, at least if it's not like one side, like it was an accumulated beating. Like,
yeah. Once you haven't won a round, you don't deserve to go out on your shield.
Yeah, you got to be pulled out the fight. And thankfully,
this ain't Corrales. This ain't like a Corrales fight or some shit, man. Like, Wilder just. It's like he didn't have no chance in hell in this fight. Like if there ever was a boxing prediction, I felt like with my heart, like I knew was gonna come true was this one. Like after the first, like I doubted Tyson Fury twice against people that I felt that he had a better style and he could beat him. Like I picked him against Klitschko, and I knew he could fucking bother Klitschko. But I was like, you know what? If Klitschko just step in and throw the right hand and the jab, and he'll get him. Wilder, he's on fire. Fury been rehab and this, that, drugs, this, that. Not anymore. Fuck that.
And the funny thing is too, is like the whole thing Wilder and Fury. Like, I mean, I honestly think Fury was considered a cherry pick in the first fight because, like I said, Fury was coming off drugs, mental health issues. He lost a stupid amount of weight in time, and I even picked Wilder to knock him out because it's like there's no way that that Wilder wouldn't be able to knock Fury out like that.
We all picked against him on that time, and honestly, we low key knew better. It just. The circumstance was just so fucking stacked against Fury.
Yeah, the X factors.
No.
Yeah, and then Fury did what he did, and of course I talked about it. I mean, I said that hey, Fury should have won that fight on the cards, and then of course the second fight too. Like I said, the fight before this one, Fury goes life and death with Otto Wallin, and is bloody and is cut up badly, and he had a glitch, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's an X factor. So we have to. I'm taking that into consideration again. That Wilder can stop him. And
took that into too much consideration because Wilder's trash.
I did. I really did.
And you out of all people, as much as you be bitching about Wilder and his non-boxing novice province skills.
Yeah, province.
Like, bruh, because there was one fight I think. Like, I remember the Canelo Kovalev, like, you changed your prediction on, he was like, man, yeah, Canelo gonna get this guy. Like, I was waiting for you to change on this one, and you didn't. You was like, man, I think Wilder's just gonna do it.
Yeah, and like I said, and I'm not a fan of Wilder's skills, but I'm thinking to myself, even with these X factors, that Wilder would be able to catch this motherfucker, but like I said, I mean, he wasn't able to, and I was very wrong about that. But I was not wrong about what I feel about Wilder's abilities. What it is, like, I mean, I said before, if you heard me on multiple podcasts before, he's a one-trick pony. Deontay Bailey, Randall Bailey comparison, all that other shit.
You said Deontay Bailey.
Yeah. It means, people, and like I said, people used to argue with me on the sun and tell me that, I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. I was like, yes, I do. And I repeated it over and over again. Like,
Who's the one who said the quote where like Deontay Wilder is like a 5-year-old with an AK-47? Was that Fury's dad or Fury or Tyson Fury? Because that's a perfect analogy.
I think that was Fury himself that said that. Yeah. Oh. But it like I said, and when you actually criticize Wilder on his fighting, and that's really what it is. Like, Wilder as a person is, like, there's nothing you can really, there's nothing to actually to talk about, complain about. He is what he is, but it's his fighting. Like I said, I mean, obviously if you spent time in the gym or anything like that.
But the thing is, his fighting is a reflection of his character and his personality, like himself. Like, he has some deep soul searching to do if he's gonna fucking improve. Because honestly, the level he's at now, he's only gotten there because of enablers. And they enabled all that non-boxing shit to get to this point, and he lost on the biggest of stages.
Yeah, that's pretty much like this, and it's mostly like, you know, when I say like, you know, Wilder needs to fight better, he's struggling. Oh no, Wilder, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're not black. Get out of here.
Yeah, he's a superhero. Oh, you're a coon.
Coon.
Yeah, you're a goddamn coon. You know, you're in all types of stuff. And like niggas is really like trying to reaffirm their own blackness with Deontay Wilder. Like it was like
of all fighters.
Yeah, like it was that serious. I'm like, dog, like it's not that serious. Like Wilder needs to fight better. Well, he fought in the Olympics. So a lot of fighters fought in the Olympics. So what? You know,
bruh, honestly, it don't even look like Wilder even sniffed the Olympics. I don't know what they was doing at super heavyweight. Like, if you didn't know better and you told a casual like, yo, you know he got a bronze medal, like, would they believe you? Hey, Rome, Wilder fought in the Olympics.
You know, it's crazy. You know, it's just it's like he hasn't improved. Like, I mean, dude was in the prelims for a hot minute. You know, like he wasn't, and then you thinking that he's turning the corner, especially when he won that belt to Vern, but instead the flaws just kept on showing itself over and over and over again, and you just realize that dude needs serious work. He's not really that good.
And they kept just trying to just, you know how, you know, we talked about this before as far as like, you know, fighting to your strengths instead of your weakness.
Yeah.
This was the rare time where Wilder fought to his strength too much, but then I felt like there's levels to your strength as well. Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna fight to your strengths have to be perfected. Right. Where it's you know, where it's a trump card that just doesn't lose. And the thing is, Wilder only perfected that right hand to that level of competition he was facing.
Right.
It didn't become some eraser for anybody. It's not the Power Stone or anything.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude just...
Not a Mandarin ring.
Yeah, I mean, dude basically stopped improving, and then when he started facing better opponents, then, you know, he stayed where he was. He stayed without any more development. He retarded his own development, and bam, you have what you got there. It all came to a head.
Yep. One
brutal swoop. So yeah, no, Tyson Fury, WBC heavyweight champion, lineal champion, ring champion.
The man.
Yeah, the man. Yeah, the heavyweight division is Fury's division now. And, you know, and I'm not a Fury fan.
It always was.
It always was. Yeah,
yeah, it was. He beat Klitschko.
Yeah.
First.
You know, so it's just like, I mean, I'm not a Tyson Fury fan at all.
We know.
I'm not a fan. But I have to respect what he did. You know, basically he said he was going to knock Wilder out. He's going to come forward, and that's what he did. And like I said, I mean, the third, like he went full gypsy, you know, licking dude's neck, and at the end of the fight, you know, singing the song. Like the dude's from Britain, you know, in the UK, and he had American fans singing along with him, singing that American Pie song.
Didn't I tell y'all Fury would take over the crowd? Did I not say that shit?
Yeah.
Did I not say the crowd would be on Fury's side? Did I not say that?
He won. So I mean, it's you can't at that point. Yeah, of course he's gonna have.
But during the fight too, Fury had
before
the
fight too.
But that's what I'm saying.
Everybody was cheering so loud when this nigga came out. When Wilder came out,
like,
niggas
Wilder
was
an afterthought
nigga, it's over.
Of his own show.
Yeah, man, it's like
everybody knew. Everybody knew.
Yeah, it's first funny too, because like I mean, the American audience are funny. I mean, why the American audience was doing Wilder, that's a whole nother different discussion. But they did just went wild over Fury. You know,
cause Wilder's not likable, man. Like people gotta understand. It's like there's certain fighters that just not likable, that people just don't really fuck with, and if people gotta cling to your fights over some stupid shit, over like, well, okay, you know, We need a big black guy knocking dudes out. Yeah, I'm a Wilder fan. Yeah. Like if that's what's making you be a fan of somebody, then I mean.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like, there's an example from that night. Like, before that fight, they honored Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield, and Mike Tyson. Lennox Lewis, who has victories over both men, did not. His applause was not like Holyfield's, and neither of them was like Mike Tyson. Like, it's basically it's an it factor. You either have the factor that connects you to the audience, or you don't. Yeah, I mean, like I said, Lewis was
Mike Tyson gave so much excitement, so much fuckery. I mean, Lennox Lewis is cool, but it's not the same. Like, Lennox Lewis had a lot of duds, and to see a big guy fight scary, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah. And like I said, and Evander had a good reaction, but like I said, it wasn't Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was, what he was, and then that also brings me to people, the comparisons where Wilder was insulting Mike Tyson, saying that he could beat him, and then people were saying that, oh yeah, Deontay Wilder is better than Mike Tyson. Was Mike Tyson in his prime? I'm like,
he's not better than the Tyson of his era. I hate it when people were saying that stupid shit.
Yeah, and I'm thinking to myself, like, dog, do you realize how special Mike Tyson was as a fighter? Mike Tyson may have went off the rails, but he's probably the last heavyweight, 5'11", sub 220 pounders that can out jab bigger fighters constantly, can throw combinations, and had legit defense. GOAT defense. Like, dude's defense was top 10, arguably. Mike Tyson was special as a fighter. Deontay Wilder is not special as a fighter.
Special as a fighter.
Yeah, and I
that's fucked up.
It's the truth. I hated hearing that disrespect, especially because especially growing up in the Tyson era. Like, you seeing that, and Wilder definitely was not.
Wilder would lose to the people Tyson was dish ragging. Like, will anybody, honestly, I know we get at Frank Bruno, but would you pick Wilder to beat? Like, in your heart, do you think Wilder would beat Frank Bruno?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't beating no fucking Razor Ruddock.
Yeah, no. Hell,
fuck that. And he would lose to the same version of Larry Holmes that Tyson knocked out. And I say the same version because that was a Larry Holmes that wasn't trained, and that was the Tyson Fury.
It's just like there was just so many things that I hated when people compared Wilder to Mike Tyson. I was like, you need to slow down. Like, Wilder is not on Mike Tyson's level and never will be. And,
he ain't even on Tommy Morrison level. Like, bruh, like, there's so many people ahead of Wilder. Like, and this is the thing. It's like, it's okay to root for fighters and be cool, but you have to be level-headed. You got to be objective. And it just feels like everybody was just in Wilder's camp, like, oh man, you're this, you're the greatest, you're that. Oh man, yo, Mike Tyson's ass, man, you whoop Ali, you'll do this, you do, like, no. You're not doing none of that shit. Just fucking stop it. This is as bad as that time, that rumor that damn Soulja Boy was gonna play Tupac in a movie. Like, just stop it. Like, fucking shut up. In my Ice-T voice, like, yo, just sometimes somebody just gotta say stop.
And no one said stop to Wilder. No one stopped nailing him. No one stopped everything, and it just led to this humbling defeat. Now, to his credit, he took the defeat in stride.
He had to.
It was an onslaught.
Yeah, especially since. And the funny thing is too, is like when Anthony Joshua lost back in May or whatever, Wilder was talking mad shit about that.
And he was all on Andy Ruiz dick, and we could unify. Yeah, we on the same team. This, that. But then when Ruiz lost, he's like, man, he's giving Ruiz pep talks. Like, nigga, who the fuck are you? Like, bro.
No, basically he switched it. He switched it on Ruiz. When Ruiz won, it's like, man, Ruiz, look what you did. You just lost us some money. I'm like, dog, he was the one that actually crossed over to actually take those belts.
Yeah.
Joshua.
And how Wilder even say you lost us some money when you turning down 120 mil?
Yeah.
Bruh, like, I'll never buy a pay-per-view from your ass again. You good. You don't need my money, bruh. You don't need anybody money, shit.
Yeah, so I mean, basically
we gonna file a refund for Pat money at the movie theater for your ass.
Yeah, so I mean, basically, there was just a lot of factors that just that came to a play with
karma.
Karma.
Karma's a motherfucker.
Yeah, between that, the pillow fest, and wanting to body somebody in the ring all the time, saying that it came to a head. Wilder brought it on himself. Like in the first fight, instead of saying that he needs to fight better, he brought race into it. In the second one, he tried to bring race into it, to masking his shortcoming. And, it's just...
Because he was shitting on it. Remember, he shitted on Andre Ward. He didn't like that Floyd thought that Fury won. He gets mad because Floyd doesn't embrace his non-boxing ass. Like, it's like Wilder be wanting everything, but he ain't done shit to be fucking getting all this.
I mean, he even got paid and started banned Paulie from the whole media shit because Paulie said that he didn't think that he beat Fury in their first fight.
Wait. Is that's why Paulie Malignaggi was missing from the broadcast?
Yep. That's exactly why.
Yo, Wilder is a bitch. I didn't even know that. I'm just learning this. Like, that's some whole shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
whole fucking shit.
Yeah, I mean, Paulie, like literally said, I mean, that's the reason why Paulie couldn't be in no media shit and nothing like that because, Wilder played a Heyman about him, and it's like, yeah, no, I can't have this.
That's some whole shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, like this is what I'm saying. This is the problem. Like Wilder, why do you even give a fuck about shit like that? Yeah. Like why is that more important than you fucking learning how to jab properly?
Right. Or keeping your elbows inward,
so you don't telegraph them damn fucking right hands that you be spamming.
Yeah.
You block with your elbows out, like bruh. Like, come on, you worried about the wrong shit. Like easily. Like, why is that a big deal? Like, oh man, like, damn, I didn't even know that was the case. Wow. I wonder why. Like, damn, Paulie missing. Like, damn, his insight would have been riveting. Damn, wow. Like, and they lucky you don't have no active boxers commentating, because I want to see some Tarver Coyote type shit, like where a motherfucker like, you don't like me commenting on your fights? Fuck it, we'll fight next then, bitch. like this is ridiculous. Like, nah, that's some diva shit, bro. You doing all this diva shit and you ain't made 120 mil.
Right.
Like, oh man, wow. Like, damn, I lost some respect for Wilder now. Like, damn.
Yeah, so I mean, after all this, where do you see Wilder going from this? Now, obviously, they have the rematch clause that but Wilder has a lot of injuries from that fight.
They're gonna enforce the rematch clause. They have a rematch clause. They're gonna enforce it. So we're gonna get a trilogy.
Yeah, and honestly, this fight was so decisive. It doesn't like. This should be put to the side,
You think Wilder should do another fight before he goes against Fury again?
No, he would just get it because look, he will get exposed even more.
You think so?
Yeah, because think about it. Look, if he fights a tomato can or a career mode level 0 type of fighter, he's not gonna learn anything, and he's gonna do what we all seen him do before.
What if he takes a Joshua fight, beats Joshua? You think he'll be ready for Fury then?
See, you be trolling, man.
I mean, that's the only way I'll see Fury wanting to fight this nigga again if he starts proving himself against boxers. But if that's the only way this fight will be hyped. But if this nigga is still on the same shit, this is gonna be another ass whooping. Nobody want to see that shit. That shit better be on Fox.
That's the point that's not happening. Like, I mean, I mean, the only thing now is we have 30 days for Wilder to actually try to file the appeal for a rematch.
Look, if he ain't gonna do the rematch, he may as well just retire.
Exactly.
It's like the story is done with dude. The story's out. Anybody with any type of common sense, if they're gonna try to go at Wilder hard,
right?
They're gonna try to smother him, stay close. They're gonna.
No, you gotta beat the person that beat you. You got to. That's not the way to go out.
It's not, dude. He honestly, if I was Wilder, I would just get rid of that whole
training camp
team. Even Mark Breland, because it's like they don't have no respect for Mark Breland. Like, I hated the fact that he's yelling at Mark Breland. He's mad. Like, bruh, dude got more boxing talent in his fucking toenail than your whole existence, and you damn getting mad because he stopped the fight from your ass getting whooped.
Exactly. I mean, now if you heard me talk about Mark Breland is probably one of the greatest amateurs, if probably not the greatest amateur that the U.S. boxing system has ever created. Like, I mean, dude is a legend in the amateur system, and he was a pretty decent pro. I mean, he was a former welterweight champion. So you would think he has much more stripes than JD's, who, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't even have a boxing background. Like, nigga,
like what is that? I can't, like, how did he become dude's trainer? Like, what's a fucking JD's? Like, what is that?
Basically, JD's, I think he failed from some other industry, and he came over to a boxing gym and, like, you know, he just said that, hey, he wanted to be involved in the world. And
hold on, does he box? Has he boxed before? Like what does he do? Like, it sounds like he got like a DJ name.
I don't think so. I mean, he just started. I mean, I think he just started to manage and promote fighters, and then he just.
So damn, he was like, you know what? I could train him too.
Exactly. That's how it literally.
Yo, get this jack of all trades ass dude out of here, bro. Like, and the fact that he commands more respect than a damn Hall of Famer Olympic boxer.
Yeah.
Yo, what is wrong? Like, what come on, man. Like, yo.
Yeah. That's why I keep saying, like, there's no way that someone like that is in Wilder's camp, and Wilder should be fighting the way he does. It's not. It shouldn't be.
Because you could tell everybody's yes men, bro. Like, if your mans can't pull you to the side and be like, yo, bro, you fucking it up. You need to take that 120 mil. Fuck all this, that's just Floyd training camp money. Bruh, that's Floyd. You ain't got that shit. Take it. We ain't be dealing with this fight now. He would have fought Anthony Joshua. Joshua wouldn't have lost to Ruiz. Boxing would have been different.
Right.
Y'all played the card like this, so you got to see it all the way through. Do the rematch and get you a whole new training system. I don't know, Abel Sanchez, Garcia, somebody that make you fucking get in condition and throw fucking more than 30 punches. and get your damn technique on point. Like, bruh, like, Wilder's the type of guy you need to train him in the woods or the mountains away from civilization and make his ass focus on fucking boxing.
Word.
Because he just seemed like a guy that just got too much distractions because he ain't learning shit.
Yeah.
And his cardio don't have to be that great because he's only damn fighting D-level dudes and C-level dudes, so he just gotta move a little more than them. And he's already gonna be faster and lighter than them. Like, I swear it's like PBC just he been just boxing high school.
Yeah.
It feel like he just went the first period or some shit.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, Wilder pretty much, like, his career is in the balance. And I know people say, "Oh, stakes aren't really that high." Yes, they are. Because Wilder lost his bargaining chip, and he's now and he lost it in a way where it was decisive. I mean, most people are like, "Well, Joshua lost to Ruiz," not knowing that Ruiz was not the original fight. Joshua had an opponent. And, you know, who failed for PED.
A lesser opponent, actually.
Yeah, a lesser opponent, but a bigger opponent for who failed for PEDs. And Ruiz was a different fight. And then, but you know, Wilder had time to train for for Fury again, and he fucked up badly. So, I mean, Wilder, pretty much now in the next month or two, we'll see what happens with Wilder and what he decides to do going forward.
He gonna have to run the rematch. He can't let this shit down after all this, because we saw Ruiz come, we saw Joshua come back. So if Wilder is as real as he say he is, he'll come back.
Yeah,
with a new trainer.
Facts.
And a new jab, because I mean, you could have gave him Holyfield's chin, Golovkin's jab, Mike Tyson's speed. None of that shit would have worked on with Wilder. Like it was almost like fate. It was fated for him to get this fade, bruh.
Facts.
The movie was already written. We just finally got to the theater to see that shit.
We finally got the cast together to record that shit.
And but now
he had help all the way to the end. Kenny Bayless, everything, bro. Like, I've never seen somebody set up to win so bad but lose so bad.
Exactly. Everyone was pretty much like Kenny Bayless, and people in the crowd on the PDC side. Yeah, they were all just not having it. They were just sick of what they were watching. So yeah, now we got in Fury. Now, obviously, Fury, the world is oyster right now. Like, pretty much, dude has pretty much everything right now. It's either for him, it's going to be depending on what they do with the mandatory he has, which of course is Dillian White. He inherited. Is White going to be a factor? Is it the next fight Joshua? Are they going to be like, okay, fuck this not unification, like fuck, this mandatory shit. We're going to go for a high profile unification bout that everyone wants to see.
I don't mind either one. I mean, because Dillian White deserves a title shot. I mean, I almost feel like that it's kind of fucked up. Like, you should punish Wilder and make Wilder fight this nigga. Like, fuck that. like how you inherit work from the trap house that you failed at, bro? Like, come on.
Word.
That's how I feel like they doing Fury on this shit. Like, bruh, like, come on.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, Fury now has choices. He can, he can move how he wants to now. He's the man in his division. Personally, I would love to see a Joshua fight, but I'm pretty sure right now there's probably a whole lot of mandatory red tape that they have to settle before that becomes a reality. And it is a reality, and it is something since now the heavyweight division is controlled by people in the UK, completely. So, yeah, that's unprecedented.
Yep. And it seemed like it'll be a miracle or another Netflix series before, maybe 2 or 3 Netflix series before we get to another decent heavyweight that could really bring it back home.
Facts.
Yeah, such is life. Sometimes you just don't put all your marbles in one, basket or whatever the fuck. Wilder just wasn't the horse that we all should have betted on.
Yeah.
And I'm saying we as a country.
Word. Yeah, so it's like I said, man, Wilder can come back, he's got the focus on the task.
No, he could come back and watch boxing. I don't think he should, come back, but
yeah, he'll bounce back. He'll be fine. I don't know. I just feel like I still don't feel like, what I'm saying? I don't feel like any of these heavyweights are a level above the rest, and all of them could beat each other. So
if they fight each other, that's the problem. Like, Wilder had a group of heavies that he couldn't even touch that could have been exposed his ass if he would have fought them. He basically cherry picked 40-some fights until he got to the top most elite guy, cherry picked him the first time, and then until he couldn't do it again, and then he loses. I mean, did that not happen? I mean, shit, like, a Charles Martin would have been a good resume builder for this dude.
Facts. But I guess it was, that's what happens, when you deviate from what you were doing in, development stuff. So I mean,
when you skip Fight Night 1 and you try to play Fight Night 4 without reading no instructions or nothing, that's what happens. Skipping career modes and shit.
Oh man. So yeah, I mean, overall it was a decent fight weekend. The main event, of course, everyone will probably be talking about it for a couple more days and whatever. So yeah, like I said, kudos to Tyson Fury for becoming WBC champion and reaffirming his lineal status and yeah, Wilder to make sure you can get to come back eventually. So yeah, I think that's a good stopping point. Do we have
Breland? you gonna throw the towel in? He's like, nah, man. I wanted to end the podcast on the Shield. Like, I wanted you to just cut me off while I'm making a point. Like,
oh man, LB stupid, yo. But final thoughts, LB. Do you have any final thoughts?
ringgangradio.com forever, ever. We the best out. Y'all make sure y'all just check out all the fly shit we got going on all the time. The new video is up on YouTube with the Ring Gang Combat.
Word.
You know what I mean? With Chicago's Last Hope and versus the GOAT artist. We ain't had no Wilder cheat codes in there or anything. So, we just on some regular shit. You know what I mean? There's no Kenny Bayless, though. No one's gonna stop us. so you good. No one's gonna deduct the point,
It's technique used, shit like that.
There's actually technique, people, you want to see a guy who's 6'4" actually throw a jab in the right hand. Yeah, you just move around a bit, but all right, enough jokes. But y'all already know what it is. Y'all make sure y'all get that Tunnel Gang album, Bars, Flows, and Soul on that Spotify, and make sure y'all follow us on that. Best of the Sample Kings, all that shit. Follow that Spotify. Everything. Got my artists on there as well. Big Rome. Next, he coming up next with that new heat. He got some new shit in the works. I'm gonna let him finish this off, but I'm just saying, my nigga got y'all. He coming through with some heat. Worldwide, Ring Gang.
Word. P, do you have any final thoughts?
I sentiment everything. Sorry, my bad. I sentiment everything LB says. Ring Gang Radio, we the best, forever, ever. Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe, follow. Of course, check out the website, ringgangradio.com.
Oh man, Rome, do you have any final thoughts, bro?
Yo, you already know who the fuck it is. It's the boy Rome on this shit. Shout out to y'all, nigga. I love being on this podcast here with y'all, nigga. Can't wait to get on the next one. Shout out to Fury, nigga. I know you could do it. Put that nigga in the do it. Yeah, I got hella shit coming, nigga. New music, new videos. Check me out. I'm on YouTube. I'm on everything, nigga. Just search me up. You'll find me. Rome. I'm the only one. You feel me?
That's what it is.
Yeah, nigga. Ring Gang forever, nigga.
Ring Gang forever indeed. And so yeah, like I said, my final thoughts are, man, boxing, you gotta enjoy boxing. Like, if you're over there just supporting certain type of fighters, man, you won't be able to see all the heavenly glory. That's to quote little Bruce Lee. It's like, boxing is, there's a lot to boxing. Boxing is a niche sport. You shouldn't have to make it. You shouldn't have to limit it even further than that. Based off unfounded views.
It's like watching Netflix, but you don't like subtitles.
Exactly.
And you niggas out there, y'all know who y'all are, because there's many of y'all out there. Damn, I need a movie to watch. How about this? I ain't trying to read that shit. Speaking to you. Continue.
Yes. So yeah, boxing is, open up, expand your horizons, open up your mind to newer shit within boxing. You won't be disappointed. But yeah, other than that, like I said, we said, Ring Gang forever. Just check out our Instagram, our YouTube, our webpage, and everything is dope. So don't like I said, just listen, like, comment, subscribe. As always, that's the mantra for any of our stuff.
That's the anthem.
Word. So for myself, Patscorpio, New England representative. For LB, Lauderdale Bosch, Shutterworth, the God, Go Artist,
Go Predictions.
Yes, King of Predictions. For King P, Bodega P, and then for Rome, aka the shy version of LL Cool J. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where, as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time, peace.